Hey, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the DVC show. I'm your host, Paul Krieger, joined by my lovely wife, Amy Krieger.
Hello.
We've got John Sakari, aka Big Fat Panda, in the house.
Welcome home.
Senior Sales Associate for the DVC Resale Market, Derek DeBoer.
Hey now.
And the one, the only, Jeff Haslam.
How's everybody doing?
Oh, man.
Love Boat.
The Love Boat.
I know the song. I just never saw the...
You said you'd never seen it.
I still say, I know the song. I've just never seen it. Like, growing up in middle school, there were always, like, the musical skits that you would do that would be, like, Blast from the Past night and stuff like that.
Oh God,
No one
you're gonna
laughed
make
at
us
that
feel
but me.
old.
No one laughed at
I've
that.
Good.
I've always said the one thing this show is missing is finger guns. So thanks, Jeff.
I got you covered.
Well, if that's how the rest of you get to end your 2023, I hope it was an enjoyable end to the new year with the finger guns. But yeah, that is today's show. Is we are talking all about our 2023 year in review, because this year has flown by. I do not know where half of it went, but it went very, very quickly. And the lovely Lauren De La Cruz over on dvcfan.com put together a great article of all of the big news and events that happened this year. And I at least have to say at the start of the show, I did not expect 2023 to be nearly as exciting and involved as it was related to Disney Vacation Club or any of this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just glad, Paul, that all the breaking news that took place was when you were on vacation.
That's so true, Derek. We've joked about this multiple times, but I am going to put together a blog of all of the places that I've written Disney news from eventually.
Yeah.
Because 2025, most recently, 2025 point charts dropped on a Thursday. Amy and I are in the car halfway to Miami to board a cruise ship. So I'm frantically typing over in the passenger seat while Amy's bobbing and weaving out of sketchy Miami traffic. And so that was fun. We've written
On
news on an
airplanes,
airplane once. One time before I even worked for the World of DVC, I was at the World of DVC office in Indianapolis. Yes, we have an office in Indianapolis, Indiana. That's a whole other story. But I was there, and that was when point charts dropped another year. But then the Condo Association meeting this year drops, and we're in the middle of the ocean. And Jeff Haslam is randomly texting us and sending us pictures because he was our delegate at this year's meeting, and got to enjoy.
Jeff.
Got to enjoy.
Good time. That was a good time.
Oh, wrong way. I don't know which way to point.
But yeah, it was a crazy year for Disney Vacation Club, for Disney, for you name it. A lot of stuff happened this year, and we're all here, and we're still happy to be here and doing all of this fun stuff. So as always, this and all of our DVC fan content is brought to you by, do you guys want to end the year with the thing? Can you do the thing? By the World of DVC.
Wow.
Well, you've done better. I'll give you about a 2 out of 10.
You kind of, I wasn't prepared.
We weren't prepared.
You didn't prep them ahead of time.
I'm sorry. Do you want another go at it real quick?
No, God,
yeah.
no.
No? Okay.
Yes.
Me
3,
too.
2, 1.
The World of DVC.
I like how Derek's bird flutters and Jeff's is like,
There's all those-
soar.
There's all those people out there that in the comments write, you're nothing more but an infomercial anymore. And it's like, well, we at least have a hand signal to go with our infomercial. So take that, all you internet trolls out there. Boy, we're far from the
You know what? I gotta say, you guys have been so honest about everything all the time. Like, you tell people when something's good, when something's bad, and they want that information. It's not an infomercial. Stop it.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you the best way to spend your money.
Exactly.
And
It's good
so,
stuff.
Derek, you might get it by 2025. We'll keep working on it. So
Yeah. Forget it. That's done.
DVC resale market. That's where this guy down here works. And what do you do on a daily basis?
help people's dreams come true, Paul. That's what we do. Whether
That's
you're
what we do.
buying or you're looking to sell a contract, we can help you do all of that. We have an amazing team on hand, literally 7 days a week, almost like 24 hours a day. I think these days it seems like.
And as Derek said, we will sell you any type of contracts of any type, shape, size. Doesn't have to be Disney Vacation Club, you name it. It just, as long as it's a contract, we'll sell it to you. And then this one over
That is a
here,
lie.
Monera Financial. What do? You just hand people,
I just give people money.
give people money. So
Money
if
for you,
free money
money for
in
you.
2024, you're going to want to go
It's
and
not
visit
free.
the Amy Krieger. It is not free, unfortunately, but
I want to know what Jeff does. Jeff, come on, tell us.
I don't do anything.
Jeff,
I
buy
know
I know
contracts
what
from
Jeff
you,
does, and
is
I'll
what I
explain
do.
it in a DVC way. So Jeff is the guy that when Derek tries to sell you your used timeshare, Jeff goes over to the used timeshare room and makes sure that the lamp is still in the room and make sure that all the light switch works and all that kind of stuff. And then he sends a report back out to you and lets you know that you actually are not buying a lemon. You got yourself
Jeff,
a good
no, you made him
timeshare.
sound like a home inspector. He tells you if your used
Listen.
timeshare is worth what it's.
Jeff just wants to
Jeff's
put a
a
hat
real
on.
estate appraiser.
So does that make me at DVC rental store like the slumlord? Like I'm renting it out? Like
well, it's kept
basically.
nice, so you're.
I'm a good lord.
No,
Not a slum.
I think.
We should
oh,
just
good
stop.
lord is right for this.
we should go
episode.
back to the
Good
topic
Lord
at
is right.
hand.
Anyhow, if you followed along, thank you. And that is the sponsor of this week's episode of the DVC show. Again,
What
that
a
would be
What a
the
plug.
world of DVC. They didn't even care that time. They didn't even try. They just ignored the whole thing. Anyhow, we're here for the 2023 year in review. A wonderful article, as I mentioned before, that Lauren Dela Cruz puts together and recaps all of the exciting news and events. And I forgot, I sent this list to these guys earlier today, and I forgot half of these things even existed and that happened this year because it's just been such a whirlwind year. And the first one on the year in review article was one that I think I still am scratching my head about a little bit, which was that Disney Vacation Club decreased the direct minimum buy-in for Disney Vacation Club points. So it previously was 150 and they decreased it to 100. So you can actually buy below what is required for direct benefits now.
But you don't get the direct benefit.
But you don't get the direct benefits, which is something that Disney Vacation Club really never did. And this was probably early in the year when all of us kind of questioned what's going on with direct Disney Vacation Club sales. And is this writing on the wall that there might be some problems because they're trying to get some people to buy less points?
It might be a sales tactic where if someone, 150 direct points is a lot. That's expensive, especially when you're talking about direct pricing. So you get these families that come in here and maybe 150 is pushing the envelope of what they can afford. They want to be a member. So they sell them the 100 and maybe to give them a little glimmer of hope, they say, you can add on later to get to the amount needed to be direct. They probably don't say you can add on 50 because who knows, they could up that to 200 but the next month. But they might just say, you can add on later when you're financially ready. So it could be a sales tactic to still reel those people in. But I noticed,
She did the whole motion.
I don't know why I did
Derek,
that.
was this ever the case when you were a direct guide? Because in most of the history of direct sales, I believe the direct minimum has matched whatever that requirement is for benefits. And that's what makes most sense, because why would you as a new member buy in direct and not be eligible for benefits? And so that caused some confusion.
Why would you not want to spend 30 grand if you can't get that temporary 10% off a pretzel? Right. So, but no, it was always one of those things where you just want to get people in the club. And that's the thing. And I think that's what's so great about the resale market too, is that, we don't care if you join with 25 points, 50 points, 100 points. It's never a perfect number of points. I mean, Jeff can attest, Panda can attest, you guys can attest. It's never a perfect number of points. That's why you can bank, that's why you can borrow, and that's why you can get more later. So, I mean, if I'm a direct guy, which I was for, 20 some years, you want people to, sign by Mickey and date by the palm trees. I mean, you want them to get that contract, whether it's 100 points, whether it's 150. And yeah, Amy's 100% right too. It's always like, listen, so you have 100. So remember, we're here. If you want those direct benefits, if you want those temporary perks, you just got to add on, another 50 points and then you can have it. But yeah, just get into the club is the most important thing, because no one has ever joined this club. Whether you have 100, you're gonna need more, right? Whether it's 50 more, whether it's 100 more, you're gonna use it. You're gonna see how amazing this club is, and you're gonna want to add more points later on. So yeah, just getting their foot in the door is the most important thing. For sure.
Going back to it though, like Panda, you were a semi-educated buyer when you bought in, but one of the reasons you went direct was for direct benefits. But if they had been like, buy 100, but you don't get the direct benefits, you would have never done that.
No.
Yeah.
I would have went to World of DVC and bought them that way. Yeah.
Yeah. From the, there we go. Perfect.
Sorry.
if it's said, you got to do the hand signal.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, I guess I understand it. I do understand it from like a drop down product or from like an option to get someone to at least buy something in that presentation or not leave without buying something. But
if someone's sitting there and they're balking at, $200+ a point for 150 points, and you don't want them to leave. So if they can leave with, say, hey, I'll buy 100, at least get my foot in the door. Absolutely. That's the reason that they're doing it. That's the reason they dropped it to 100 points for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think this is on the list, but also in 2023, they reduced the price of one-time use points.
Yep.
From 22 points to $20 a point. Not really like super exciting, but I thought that was unheard of to reduce them like that. So
yeah, the early part of the year saw a lot of reductions, a lot of fluctuations in the price. I mean, we've seen it both in the resale market and the rental market, all over the place. It's just been kind of an interesting year. As people we've called it like the revenge travel period. People are coming out of the revenge travel period at this point. And so travel is kind of reemerging to its new normal. And so everyone's kind of finding where is that new normal of where we're at in this industry. So it's been interesting to kind of see that all develop. The other big one where I feel like people shouted from the rooftops when we got this information was that after a long time and a long pause, Disney World annual passes are back, and they went back on sale. Now, were any of you guys affected by the whole annual pass fiasco at all, or?
No,
I wasn't, but my girlfriend Amy was. She was shut out of annual passes for a long time till this year.
Yeah, so it was the same for our friends. All right, dog is deciding he needs to move. He needs to adjust. Our friends Phil and Pauline, they were
There
affected
goes the
by the
pillow.
whole annual pass thing. It was a huge announcement when that finally came. It even came in an email from the senior VP of Disney Vacation Club, Bill Dirksen, because it has probably been the number one piece of feedback that they've received over the course of
members were, especially new members, they were buying in. And where's my annual pass? Why can't I buy an annual pass? I just spent all this money. So yeah.
And Derek, what do we say about those benefits every single day of the week? They
are temporary, and they can be removed at any time. Don't get me started about valet parking that I used to get.
I'm sad about Tables in Wonderland. We never got to experience it, and now we live here. That would have been amazing.
We actually had considered it for like the trip that we were going to take right before COVID. Like we were like, this might finally make sense for us.
And then it went away. We couldn't get it.
Benefits can and will go away. We've seen it. It's happened. Annual passes happen. But we did say, throughout, I think, the past 2 years where we didn't see annual passes really, that this was really the true benefit for many people. The reason that a lot of people chose to at least get that direct member benefit, get that initial buy-in, get that 150 points. And now that it's back, I think I would still say that that's still the true benefit. That and the FOMO of all of the other direct events is really the reasons why people still elect to go direct and at least get that direct minimum, even though you can save money elsewhere on the resale market and things. So next was some love finally over on the West Coast, which I feel like out there they're always begging for something, and they got a lot this year. And first things that they got was the new Starview DVC member lounge, which we got to experience on our most recent trip out there. What do you think of the member lounge?
It's nice. I like it better than the Epcot lounge. I mean, I appreciate the Epcot lounge, but I always have to go to the bathroom, so it's nice to have a bathroom that's in the lounge. I mean, that you don't have to like go downstairs and outside and around the corner and
See
through the woods.
Yeah,
the poo part's cute.
Do they still give you the same like little package of Cheez-Its and like a drink?
Yeah,
I think I got Oreos.
They have like different snacks.
I
depending.
sprung for the Oreos.
Nice.
But no, I really not just the bathroom. It's a large space. Usually when you go to the Epcot lounge, it's smaller and you have to sometimes wait. There's sometimes a wait to get in. There's not a whole lot of members hanging around Disneyland, so there's always availability. There's plenty of space. There's a balcony. You can walk outside, and see, watch the park and people watch, and you can sit out there. And I don't know, it was really nice. it was a great added benefit for
those that don't know, like me, where I know it's in Tomorrowland, right? But where is it?
So it is in the same building that currently houses some of the Star Wars meet and greets. So it's unfortunately I don't know the exact name of the lounge itself. The Star Wars Launch Bay building, because Lauren's amazing article has everything in it. So go read Lauren's article.
Where their Carousel of Progress used to be 152
Correct.
years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's that circular building. And there are some very cool views up on the second floor. If you go out onto the balcony, you're staring smack at the Matterhorn, so you can see some cool stuff. I wish it was open later and you could maybe do some fireworks up there.
Yeah, it's not open late, but
it's
nice. It's a great addition for members, and hopefully they keep going with that.
Now the next one.
That's what's nice too, is that so often, all of us and every member out there is so used to always saying they took this away, they took that away, they took this away, that away. So to actually have something given is very, very exciting. Very exciting.
Yeah. And I think that's been a theme throughout 2023 as well. I think there's been a lot of fan service when it comes to Disney Vacation Club members and those direct members, and giving back to them the things that they've been asking for. So it's good to know that they're listening. Makes us want to be members and buy more points and all of that kind of fun, fuzzy stuff. Speaking of buying more points,
just brought back, free valet parking just came back. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, don't.
Here come the emails.
A boy can dream. A boy can dream.
Speaking of buying more points, something that may actually have Amy and I buying more points, even though I think we swore off it for a considerable period of time. This news came out of left field. I don't think anyone on this call expected the news of the announcement of the cabins at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort will fully convert to a Disney Vacation Club property. Now, we are just talking about those cabins. Currently, there's over 409 of them. They will be converted to 350.
When did they announce that? Do you remember what month that was?
April.
Okay, it was back in April. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of out of left field. I think we had expected other things to happen first.
We didn't. Yeah. That day was just a normal day until I got a text message saying, hey, in 5 minutes, something crazy is going to happen. And I was like, what?
I'm sure you were probably on like a cruise ship or something, Paul. I'm sure you were.
He was swimming in the Atlantic.
This day I was lucky enough to be sitting in front of my computer, but absolutely crazy, and very mixed opinions on the cabins being converted, because that is a fiercely loyal group of people that
Love
book those
their-
cabins,
yeah.
love those cabins, and now they're
Yeah, not sure if they'll convert to DVC members or not, but we'll find out.
we will find out very, very soon. Any of you guys enjoy the cabin news or excited by it?
I'm excited
I'm
about it.
happy.
That's one that I want to buy at. I think. I don't know. I'm still waiting. I want to see what the poly shapes up like too. But I love the idea of them, and I love the idea of my dogs coming.
Yep.
So
Same.
Panda, you were saying you love it?
I'm excited. I didn't like the older cabins. I just didn't like them. These newer ones I like, just the way they look, and of course, being newer, I definitely would go to one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a definite contemporary style to them, but they are going to be pet friendly and dog friendly accommodations.
Yeah,
And
not
that's-
all of them. There'll be it just like the
Certain
cabins are
ones.
now. There'll be certain ones designated for that. So if that's a concern of yours that you don't want to be in a cabin that's had dogs, then I imagine that it'll be maybe a separate booking category or
or you can
something
request it somehow.
something along those lines.
But it's a game changer for us. We just recently upgraded to a 3-dog family, and our lovely resort over at the boardwalk is currently getting gutted for just white walls, and I'm not quite sure I love it there anymore.
That's
I
a
still love
whole
it,
other
but-
show. That's a whole other show.
Yep, it'll be the show where Derek shows you the contract that is the 50-point contract of Paul and Amy's that they've listed with him for sale on the DVC resale
I still
market.
love Boardwalk, but I'm with Paul that I'm leaning towards selling it and buying cabin.
Derek,
points.
if we do that, can we do like a live auction show for it where it's like it's a live?
I don't think it works like that.
Who doesn't want to buy your contract? Like
Our used timeshare contract.
Paul and Amy's contract? Oh my god!
it would
It's
come with their
0.002%
signature. I mean, that's an
of the
autograph.
boardwalk.
My chicken-
Remember
my chicken
that
scratch,
conversation we had about when you go to Walmart, nobody knows who you are. It's kind of the same
Right?
thing here.
In this small bubble, people would be excited to buy Paul and Amy's contract.
But not at Publix or Walmart.
Start
Yeah.
submitting your offers now to
Right.
Derek
No
at
one cares.
dvcresalemarket.com. So, but yeah, the cabins are fully underway. I probably expect them to fully begin construction on those after the holiday season here.
Mhm.
And as we get into the early part of 24, I think they wanted to get outside of Halloween's always a huge time of year over
Yeah,
there.
and Christmas.
And Christmas is always a huge time of year over there. So I think they didn't want to rock the boat during that period of time and then start the construction process on the cabins. And
I think they're super cool. I mean, I'm excited about it, but like, I'm not going to stay there. Like, I mean, it's just too far away. Like, I would rather stay if I want that wilderness lodge. If I want that lodgy feeling, I'll stay at Boulder Ridge. I'll stay at Copper Creek. I don't want to stay on like a cabin. So that's just
mentally for me, the fact that I'm walking distance from Hoop-de-Doo Chicken is kind of the winning
Yes.
factor.
Which
Like,
we are going tomorrow.
we are going tomorrow. Jeff is
Jeff's
going as
staying.
well. So
Well, and I don't know, Derek. I like that there's a little bit of privacy between your cabin and the next cabin rather than a single hotel wall.
And you're
You know,
not, you're not sharing a wall, so it's got to be quieter.
what are you doing in your room that you're worried that people are going to hear you?
Oh.
Fair enough.
Oh, you audio listeners, you miss out on so many great moments in this show. I swear. Just go to YouTube right now. You'll thank me later. You'll thank me later. The cabins are going to sleep up to 6 adults. We did get confirmation at the condo association meeting that they will still have the bunk beds, which is the room that Jeff stays in. And
It's the same room. It's probably going to be the same layout.
it's going to be very similar. To the same
Similar.
layout. And we did also get the news with the new concept art of the interior that they are still aiming for summer of 2023. So this is going to be the next Disney Vacation Club property as of now to come online, even before the Polynesian Tower. More on that later. But yeah, so
We mean summer 2024, correct?
24. What year did I say?
You said 25.
23.
25?
That's like 23. No, 23.
Oh, 23? I don't, yeah.
Reminds you of
Just
the
making sure.
Robin Williams from Jumanji. What year is it?
Well, and in the condo association meeting, they leaned really heavily on the fact that the Imagineers went kind of above and beyond. It's weird that Boardwalk has like nothing but white walls, and these cabins are going to be like themed to the hilt. There's hidden Chippendales all over the place and hidden Donald Ducks. Like they talked about, they made it a point to bring up the fact that there's crap everywhere. So bring your magnifying glass and your Easter egg eyes.
Depending on your dogs, quite literally, there could be crap everywhere. You never know. But please don't do that, because then our annual dues will go up. So
And then we won't be allowed to bring our dogs anymore.
then we won't be able to bring our doggies anymore. And that's the whole reason we bought points. And then we'll start this epic cycle over again. And Derek will have to sell a contract. But when we sell that contract and someone chooses to buy it, there's one crucial process. I don't see it sitting anywhere behind Panda, so it must be asleep at the moment. But there is one crucial process that contract goes through.
Oh yeah.
And so
The Rofer monster.
the Rofer monster awoke in 2023 and started eating some contracts again in August.
It was more like a half asleep
I would,
like,
I would not say awoke.
midnight
I would say,
snack.
like nudge and say, "What? What do I gotta do?
What do I gotta do?"
Like this grand
He's on a
flirty,
keto
like,
diet.
if you would
Yeah.
have told, if you, honest to God, would have told me that this time last year, that what, Paul, like less than 10 contracts were bought back in 2023, right? Like,
Yeah,
less than
they
10?
were at, based off of, I think we got a couple more here in December. So yeah, it's going to be like under 15, under 20 total on the year.
Wow.
Versus
out
like
of
what,
like
a couple hundred?
4,000, out of 4,000, less than 20, 15. It's ridiculous. I can't believe it. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
and I'd have to pull up the list, but we're talking about dropping to that number from several hundred contracts the year before.
You think
Crazy.
2024 is going to continue like that, or you think it's going to go up?
I think it's going to stay like this. This is just me. So don't like play this video a year from now. Be like, Derek said it was going to stay the same.
Oh no, it's conjecture. I know.
I just think that they have to, because again, what people always have to remember too with Rofer is Disney has to spend money. It's not just that they swipe a pen and say, I'm going to buy this contract, this contract. They have to spend money. So to buy these contracts back, say for $100 to turn around to sell it for $200, they still have to spend $100 a month or whatever that contract is. So I think, like Paul said, with all these new resorts coming and everything down the pipeline, I just don't see it raging back like it was where, this time last year it was, 20-30% of all contracts were bought back. So I just don't see it because
I think
you gotta spend money.
And anything they buy that they haven't sold, they have to pay the dues.
they do.
So.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think, we've already seen, we've talked about this on previous shows, but we are currently already in the fiscal year 2024 for Disney that starts in October. So in October 1st of 2023, that fiscal year of 2024 actually started. And so if we were to see any profound change, it would have happened at that time. So I think that's the next mile marker when we get to October 1st, 2024. That's the next checkpoint where if anything's changed in their strategy, if they have a new plan about anything, that's when we could potentially see a large shift again. But until then, I think we're kind of just in this place where we're going to see little checkpoints, little contracts here and there that they buy, but nothing.
I mean, people are literally getting contracts where, again, this time last year, I'd say, don't sleep because Disney is going to buy this thing back. People are getting amazing deals without losing sleep. I mean, it's such an insane time right now. So take advantage of it. Shameless
And what used to also be a 30 to 45 day process in some cases is happening a lot quicker. The decision as to whether or not to Rofer is happening on a much quicker pace these days, which helps just speed up the process of you getting those points. So that's great. The other thing that we got to go out and experience this past year was a new Disney Vacation Club property, and that was the opening of the villas at Disneyland Hotel. And that was a first for us. That was super cool. We were around, I think, for Riviera's grand opening, but we weren't down in Florida. We didn't really get to see it right away.
We actually were at the the opening night of Big
Oh,
Pine
yeah,
Key,
we did the opening
but it
night
was
of
it was
Big Pine
not
Key.
nearly as exciting since the
No.
resort already existed. It was just like, here's your other building.
Here you go.
But this was like confetti and cast members waving.
Streamers.
Yeah, it looked like mops, but they were definitely
Streamers. They were mops.
They were waving mops around. And just, music and it was the atmosphere was cool to be at an opening of that nature. And then everybody who stayed opening night got a really nice gift that we didn't get when we stayed at Big Pine Key. And it was like corksicles that were special monochrome and had Villas at Disneyland Hotel on them. It was oh gosh, I don't know. Do you remember all the stuff we got?
Will you include those items as part of when you sell your boardwalk contract?
Yes, especially the chocolates and the cookies that we got, because I'm
still
pretty
in
sure
our
we still have
pantry.
them in our pantry.
They are.
So they will be...
Are those Amy and Paul points? Yeah. Yeah. Every points are Amy and Paul points.
Coffee, chocolate, we got a really cool gift tray of gifts, and I don't know, awesome. it was just a cool experience to be there. The resort is beautiful. Yeah. It was neat.
Yeah, I loved every minute of it. We went out there, spent 2 nights. The new villas are beautiful, and while you can and while availability allows you to, if you've got points and you can use them there in the 7-month booking window, do it. If you've bought out there, I think you've got another great new home resort.
Mm-hmm.
Some controversy that came along with the Disneyland Hotel, of course, the transient occupancy tax, which was announced for the resort, is something that anyone that stays at the property will have to pay upon check-in.
If you're staying on points.
If you are staying on points,
cash, it's built
into the cost with cash, but that is something that kind of shocked people. It was a larger cost that kind of added to what that overall cost is, because something like we've seen the same transient occupancy tax at Aulani, but at Grand Cal, it's kind of baked into the dues. So it was a shock for many, and I think changed some early thought processes. So I've said this on this show probably for the better part of the past few years, just in talking about the lead up to Disneyland Hotel. And I'm curious because I got it from the guy that's down there. But Derek, give us your wisdom. We've seen the first 6 months or so of Disneyland Hotel. Do we think that this is going to kind of plateau and struggle like Grand Cal did? Because you're the one that, you always told us about the struggle that there was for Grand Cal to finish sales. And so, we saw an early demand for Disneyland Hotel, but what's the next few years going to bring?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it's going to be. I think that pent up demand, all those people, they've already had their appetites filled. They've already added on, they've already bought their whatnot. So yeah, that's but they always need a product on the West Coast, So, I mean, whether it sells, crazy, like, Grand Floridian down here in Florida, who knows, but they need a live product there at Disneyland. So for folks that are taking a tour about, learning about DVC, where can I use it? They can point and say, here's your home resort versus here's your home resort in Aulani, right? Like all the way over there. It doesn't resonate the exact same thing as if here it is, there it is. Let's go walk to your building. Let's go see what it is. So yeah, I think it will, it's not going to sell crazy. I think, like you said, the initial demand, I think all of that is kind of probably worn off, but they need a product there and a live product right there on site. So, I mean, it's perfect.
Jeff, Panda, did you guys ever consider the Disneyland Hotel at all? Or
I did not because of the flight. I just don't do it often. I will eventually, but
yeah.
I for sure. Disneyland was my home park for years, being from Utah.
Yeah, Utah.
In fact, I was all ready to buy because I know my family still goes out there a lot, and it would be nice to be able to, fly out and meet them. But the transient tax did scare me off a bit. And it's not horrible, but it's enough to be like, well, I can still use my poly or my cabin points out there and still deal with that and not have to pay, you know. It seems like, and they've, correct me if I'm wrong, but they've been selling Alani for like 102 years or something, right? Like
Yeah, like 103 or 4.
Yeah.
At
So
least.
I don't know how come they haven't come up with this yet, but Disney, if you're watching, buy a direct contract at the Disneyland Tower and get 50 Alani points thrown in for free. There, you'll get them out the door. And what do you
Now,
think?
I'm not
There you go.
sure if my
That'll be the
recollection correct. In the past, when we were in a studio, I remember somebody asking about the Disneyland Hotel, and you, Paul, said, no, it's not going to sell out. I think they'll struggle a little bit. And somebody else said, no, it's going to sell out for sure. I think you came out on top of this one.
Yeah.
We were in a studio before? What was that?
I've
Years
never been
ago.
to the studio.
It's another lifetime.
That's another 2023 thing right there.
I just remember your predictions are correct right now.
We don't have a show for
what
that.
you said. What you said happened.
Listen, I said it would be 230 a point, and isn't that what it's going to be? Or that's what it was? I feel like I was right about something.
I think you were right.
Congratulations.
You were.
Maybe not. Maybe I made that up.
No, both of your predictions were correct.
The other stuff that 2023 brought back was continuing the approach of both Moonlight Magic, but also bringing other small member events throughout the year. And we've said that before also, is that so many people, Moonlight Magic is special, and it's very special for the people that can go to it, but the people that can't go to it, that maybe travel in a different month of the year, there's nothing for them to do. And again, Derek, what's the number one rule when it comes to Moonlight Magic and all these special events?
They are temporary and can be removed at any time. I can't even begin to tell you how many people have told me over the years, we bought direct, Derek, because we're hoping to go to, one of those private parties that they have, but we can never get in. It never coordinates with our dates. If it does coordinate with a date, then they have to, wake up at 6 a.m., have 18 phones, 37 computers, all trying to, be able to log in, and then they can't get in. So it's
they're like your computer. They're never going to get it to work.
I got plenty of gas in this thing.
Well, people have heard those complaints over at Disney Vacation Club, and they've at least tried to alleviate it a little bit. They've peppered in some little Halloween and some holiday events, and they did a Guardians of the Galaxy event for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 movie that came out. All kinds of smaller little events that they've been doing for members. So I think they're trying to slowly get back to just adding more and more value when it comes to those small little events.
And they should do more. I mean, honest to God, like that's why people join Disney Vacation Club, is because you want to feel special. I'm not just like a regular guest that's down here on vacation, renting a hotel room. For God's sakes, I bought a contract. I bought a deeded real estate interest at a Disney Vacation Club resort. So no matter what it is, if it could be the smallest, maybe even the dumbest thing, it doesn't matter, but do more things like that.
Those sliders. People love those Magic Band sliders. It's the smallest thing. It probably costs them like 5 cents each to make. People love them.
Yep. That's
easy wins, and it makes you. It's that
it doesn't take a lot.
We've preached it with DVC fans since the inception, which is that we're trying to create a community, and that's exactly what they need to embrace on the direct side of things. The more you create that community, the more that community wants to buy, and they're just going to eat it out of your hands at that point. So just make them feel loved. Give us more merch, and we'll continue to buy it and spend our money, and Mickey Mouse will be happy. So last two before I ask one last question. Look at that merch. Jarek, tell us a little bit about that, because I do want to bring that up.
Oh yeah.
That is from, I was blessed enough the other day to meet with one of the original OGs, Webmaster Doc, Rob Lindsay, over there at Old Key West, and we were able to meet, and he brought me a hat, which I love, which is literally, he said, over 20 years old. I thought I've seen every single Disney Vacation Club member hat known to man: black, red, blue, purple, green. This is a white one from Webmaster Doc. So he sends his regards to everyone out there. I know I posted a picture on DVC Fan, and everyone, he was just blown away by the response of everybody. So
That's
he's
awesome.
just, He's the best.
I'd like the record to show that I also met Webmaster Doc this week. I have no hat. I don't know.
And we fully are aware because we could see your hair. So, Webmaster Doc, if you're listening, got an extra hat for Jeff laying around.
No, I'm just gonna steal Derek's.
Yep. There you go. He'll steal your lamps. You'll steal the. What? No one said it. No one said World of DVC.
That was him flying.
Now
with
you
the
said
hat.
it. Now you said it.
Ah, now I said it.
Thank you.
Panda understands
Thank
the
you,
game.
Panda. Thank you, Panda.
No, Rob's amazing. I've had some wonderful conversations with him over the years. One of our true 2024 goals is to get him back on the show and have him impart some of his wisdom, because he definitely knows so much more about the history of Disney Vacation Club and what we've seen this product go through over the years. And he can probably read the tea leaves and tell us what's next to come better than any of us can. So amazing guy.
He will happily tell you he bought his points in like 1992 for like, $13 a point. So
Yeah. Just all around great guy. And I'm sad that we were on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean when that all happened.
But
2023
are you that sad?
We're a little
Were you
sad.
that sad?
I was a little sad. See Derek having
Send
fun.
Jeff to fight the lions.
I know. You're on a cruise ship. It's okay.
When you started texting me the questions from the Q&A session, that's when I wasn't sad. That is when I wasn't sad. 2023 also saw a flurry of refurbishments come to the Disney Vacation Club resorts. Hilton Head started its refurbishment. We saw Boardwalk get gutted. That's all I have to say about that. Beach Club finished its soft goods refurbishment, which I think took the better part of 3 years for some reason or another. And Vero Beach is currently under a refurbishment project where they are converting those rooms and adding the Murphy beds. And that is the trend with most of these, is that all of the resorts, whether it's a soft goods refurbishment or a hard goods refurbishment, they are getting a Murphy pull-down bed in replacement of that lumpy couch bed,
where space allows.
Where space allows. There are some rooms here and there that are not getting it, but that's been the going trend. And I think the going trend is that most people are kind of 50-50 on the refurbishments. It's a cleaner look.
Yeah.
Except the Boardwalk ones. They're 100% against.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I have not heard anybody say Boardwalk is my jam now. Like, I've not heard one person say how over the moon they are with the Boardwalk.
That breaks my heart.
It breaks my heart because, one of our biggest people in our DVC community, Mary Littig, is there now. And for her, who's the most positive person on the planet, she literally eats, breathes, and oozes pixie dust. She's like, I hate these rooms. I hate them. She hates them.
We've read on DVC.
Oh, makes me crazy.
We've read on DVC fan people who've actually wanted to change rooms. Yep. Because of it. So I got to say,
people have requested to go back to the older rooms that have not been touched yet.
That's crazy.
I hope they're taking notes.
If you do want Mary Littig's reaction, we actually got to film her room. She was generous enough to let us film her.
I like how he's saying that. Like,
tomorrow.
We're doing it tomorrow.
We're doing it tomorrow,
so
but I know when this is probably going up, like a week later or something. So it will have already happened, and I probably will have posted it. But we're gonna have Mary tell us her thoughts on the new rooms, and then we're taking her to Hoop-de-Doo too with Jeff.
The DVC, the special DVC
Hoop-de holidays.
Yeah.
So that'll be an amazing video too. Also,
Derek, are you going to the Hoop-de-Doo?
I'm not.
I invited both of you. Let the record show that I invited both of you.
I was remember the invite for that. I don't know.
It's in the same text thread where you said you didn't know we were doing a live stream tonight either.
Okay, that's why I didn't know about it. Yeah, because that fried chicken.
If it doesn't say crispy bacon, Panda's out.
It's okay, but it's crispy chicken. So
3-button crispy chicken.
You have to watch the show before this to get that.
Except it's going to be
the show. Except it's going to be the show after this.
Oh, the show after this.
We've got
Panda
some Back to the
likes
Future stuff
3-button bacon. That's all you
save
need.
it for the show. Make people. It's the teaser. Let people want to tune in next week. All right, we're gonna wrap this up with something that we're actually doing a live stream after this, which will be before this, at least probably a week before this. So, what is
Good luck
time
with that.
really anymore? Time is relative, but we're gonna do a live stream after this to recap all of the condo association news and Jeff's thoughts of sitting through his first DVC condo association meeting. But the big news out of 2023 that I think we were all waiting for with bated breath was what is going to be the association status for the new Polynesian Tower. And the answer to that question is it is going to be part of the existing Polynesian Association. If you want to fight me on that, I will meet you anywhere, anytime, any day.
Did they say that in English, Paul?
In
when
English,
they said, was it in English?
The English language, they said it.
Did it
It's
have
been
an accent?
verified by multiple outside verification processes. I can promise you that I've verified it in multiple channels.
The amount of people that want to not believe it is crazy.
They just want it to not be true, and I don't understand it.
Yeah, and
It's,
I just want to be clear. Like, there are a lot of people hanging on to that. Well, that's their plan, but there can be changes. Anything can happen. They haven't done the legal stuff yet.
No.
I mean, my plan is to eat a Stouffer's vegetable lasagna in like 2 hours after this show is over. And I could change my mind. Like, I could go
That's
somewhere
a great
else.
analogy.
Jeff, Olive
So,
Garden?
yes,
We had that for dinner.
life changes sometimes. Like, the Reflections was going to open and it didn't. Like, yes, we get that. But like right now, they're planning on it being the same association. If it legally can be, it will be.
Panda, tell the world what you said in the text message to me earlier.
Because I see people saying, but this. So I said, there could be a sinkhole and the whole thing could fall into the hole. Then will it be the same association?
Right. Like, we get that anything can happen.
And here's the thing that most people are overlooking, and I think I hope it's the best example, which is the fact that these condo association meetings do have to be by the book. They are regulated. They're highly we are in Florida, which wrote the book on sketchy timeshare. Not that Disney is one, but they do have a book legally that they have to follow, and that book is very similar to the book that Disney has to follow when they do an earnings call. And if you do an earnings call and you say next month we're building a fifth gate, and you don't build a fifth gate next month, you are going to get sued. And you are also going to have to answer to a lot of legislative bodies that govern all of that. And that is exactly what would happen if this news was not true, or if they did not come out immediately and correct it in some way, shape, or form.
Right. And I do know that, like, depending on who you call or what guide or whatever you talk to, some are saying, yes, it's verified. Some are saying we can't confirm or deny. Like, they're just...
Yep. And I don't want us to get in the weeds too much here, because
get.
we will have covered it already on our live show, and we're going to get all fired up and ready to go for that here in a minute or two. But yeah.
Yes, because I have thoughts. I have thoughts, so we need to get there.
If you've tuned into this show and you want Jeff's thoughts, rewind a week or two and you'll see those thoughts, because
if you take the sports almanac back to 1985 and meet Biff, you can still get back to the future that you left if you left.
And that's how DVC shows are filmed, ladies and gentlemen. But can we just ignore all of that? Can we all just be happy? This is what everyone wanted. Like, can we just be happy for a moment? Just have like our moment in the sun. Also, the moment in which this one wrote a lovely article where she basically prophesized this over 6 months ago.
Like, they don't want to like.
They're not here to piss us off.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if I could say that word.
Piss us off?
They don't want to piss their existing poly member base off.
Yeah,
and I think that making it a separate association really would.
There's been far worse things said on DVC shows by other people. So.
Okay.
We already went there once. We're already there. So
my new goal is to see how far I can push that envelope.
Yeah.
But,
it was so funny because I remember when the news broke, I was working and I get a text from Paul, and it literally just said Poly exclamation points, like 5 of them. And I was like, what happened at the Poly? Like, I wasn't thinking.
Sinkhole. It was a giant sinkhole that happened at the Poly.
It took the whole tower.
It took the whole tower.
And I said, and
All
Paul,
right.
you nailed it on the head. Just be happy. This is a win win for every single Disney Vacation Club member. You could use your points there. They're not going to be restricted. If you want to buy Polynesian now with us, you can, and still have that same 11-month priority window for get a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom. It's just a win-win. So in the age of where we say they took away this or they took away that, this is exciting and this is great news.
So we've got to wrap this up, but I want to go around the horn real quick and ask one question. What is something you hope to hear about from Disney Vacation Club in 2024 as we embark on a new year? And Jeff, I'll start with you.
Oh, man. I guess the point charts at this new Poly and what those 1 and 2 bedrooms are going to go for. I think that's probably what I'm most excited to hear about, because that's going to make or break my decision about where to buy.
Yep.
Okay.
Amy?
I have a whole list. Like
Just one.
one.
Yep, we don't have time for
Like
your
this is
list.
like what I'm hoping that we hear about next year.
Just something that you're hoping to hear about. in
Coronado
2024.
Springs DVC Tower
Wow.
2026.
Oh,
Not going to happen, but okay. Panda.
And Skyliner expansion.
I am happy so far with DVC, but I hope that I hear that more resources are being given to the website, because the amount of times I'm on it and I get errored out is it's just stupid. So I just
Olaf's
hope
head.
they,
Yeah.
yeah, I just wish they fix the website, that when I press a button, I'm good. I'm 50-50 now with will the results come back? I don't know.
Or is Stitch gonna eat the page?
you need more points, Panda. You need more points, because the more points
Is
you
that-
have, the quicker the website
Oh, the
runs.
better the performance. I didn't know that. I
Yep.
will think of this.
It's like cruise ship internet plans. The more you buy, the
Yeah.
more you spend, the better it gets. Derek, what's one of your hopes for 2024?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to happen, but like a 5th gate would just make me over the moon excited. Like more than anything in the world, I don't need to know about another DVC resort. Like Amy, I love you,
Well,
but no more DVC resorts. We don't need more DVCs. We need more parks to actually put these people into.
Okay.
So a
Yeah.
5th gate would make me super, super happy.
so
but it's not gonna happen.
my crystal ball says that we are moving into a D23 year, and so I wouldn't be surprised if we do get one of those announcements of we've been thinking about maybe, once we think about it some more, possibly building a gate
Right.
that leads into the back entrance of Magic Kingdom, but maybe one day
Right.
is its own gate to a new kingdom
Right.
that might join Animal Kingdom.
Right. On top of the
So-
mountain, on Big Thunder Mountain, we're
Yes.
going to put a park. We could.
We could.
could.
But here's a picture of us thinking about it. I think I believe we might get more of that in 2024. I do think we're probably going to get an announcement of a new Disney Vacation Club property with the Poly and the cabins both coming on and both wrapping up next year. Kind of, we're going to probably around, I think, the D23 timeframe at least know what the next thing that they're thinking of is going to be. The next building project. And I know people want Reflections back, and I'm not going to be shocked if that's the space they choose. I don't think it'll be Reflections, but I do think that space is going to be utilized at some point, and
Sure.
it's the next logical point if they can justify building another standalone resort like that. But so
I don't know that we're going to see another standalone resort for a long time. Anyway, we'll save that for another time.
that's a whole other show. And in 15 minutes, we have a live show that we did a week ago back in the past, but right now we're in the future. So
I'm so confused.
guys, thank you all for joining us. Panda, Jeff, Derek, it's been a blast kind of reinventing the DVC show with you all. Finger guns.
And also shout out to Lauren for her awesome articles, Ryan for
Phil,
all of his
Pauline,
articles and stuff.
You name
Phil,
it. There's
Pauline.
so many people that have been a part of this show
Yeah.
in 2023. And I also just want to thank you, our DVC fan community, and all of the people that watch this, that follow us on the DVC fan Facebook group. It has been an interesting year in 2023, but because of you all, we are here still talking about the product we love, talking about all of this amazing stuff, and having fun on a daily basis, getting to do it with these wonderful friends. And it's been a pleasure to get to meet all of you, our community too, out and about in the parks or all of those other kinds of things. I'm not quite sure what Derek's doing with his fingers right now. I think maybe he's finger gunning again while I give it a
I was trying to point to everybody, but it didn't work. So
It's okay.
Looked like you were playing the fiddle.
Sawed one in half.
Thank you. This is going up. This is going up the week before Christmas, I do believe. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, however you celebrate the holiday seasons, and also have a wonderful New Year. Show note: we will not have a show on Christmas Day because none of you are going to watch it. We may do something for New Year's Day. Actually, we are going to have a show up on New Year's Day, and we'll be back to regularly scheduled programming after that. But Christmas, enjoy the holidays. We also have a lot of extra content that's going to be going up on the YouTube channel where we destroy some fried chicken at Hoop-de-Doo. And we get to, we've also got some cruise content coming up too from a holiday cruise that Amy and I recently did. So check out DVC Fans YouTube channel for all of that. But thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next Monday for another episode of the DVC show. Thanks, everybody.
Merry Christmas.